Hello everyone and welcome back to my craft room. Today we are going to be making my Snowball Fight drink cozy. The materials you're going to need for this are a size 4 worsted weight yarn in whatever color you want. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in Frosty Green. It doesn't have to be acrylic. You can use cotton if you want to. Then the hook size we're going to be using is 3.75 millimeters, or size F. Then you need some scissors and a yarn needle. A stitch marker is optional. Okay, for round 1 we are going to be starting off with a magic circle. If you don't know how to make one, I have a video on how to do that. So we're going to be putting 6 single crochets into this magic circle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once you have 6 single crochets in the magic circle, we're going to tighten that and close the hole. And then we are going to do 2 single crochets in each of these stitches. So starting with this first one here, it's kind of hard to get in there at first, but once you get the first one in there, it's easier to get the second one in. So that's 1 single crochet. Then go back into that same stitch and do 2. And we're going to do that all the way around. So that was 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 and 8, 9 and 10, then 11 and 12. So now I'm going to put my stitch marker into this stitch that I'm on. And then for round 3 we're going to do 2 single crochets into the first and then 1 into the next. So we're increasing here. That's 1, then 2 in the same stitch, and then 1 in the next. I'll show that again. 2 in the first, then 1 in the next, and then we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, now I'm back to the stitch marker and I have 18 stitches, so we're going to move that stitch marker up to the stitch we're on. Then we're going to do another increase round, but this time we're going to do 2 in the first and then 1 in the next 2. So increase in the first one, then 1 and 2. And do that all the way around and you should have 24. Okay, now we have 24 stitches. Going to do another increase round. This time doing 2 in the first and then 1 in the next 3. So 2 in the first, and then 1, 2, and 3. You do that all the way around until you have 30. And now we're going to do one last increase round. This time doing 2 in the first and then 1 in the next 4 stitches. So 2 in the first, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So do that all the way around until you have 36 stitches. Now that we have 36 stitches, we are going to do a round of single crochet in the back loops only. So in this first stitch right here, we only go through the back. and you do a single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around until you reach the stitch marker. Just go right in between the V and only in the back. And I'll meet you back at the stitch marker. Okay, we're back at the stitch marker. Now I'm going to take that out, and then we're going to slip stitch into this next stitch. So just slip stitch right there, and then we're going to chain one, and we're going to do a single crochet right into that same stitch that we're in, that we slip stitched into. So single crochet right there, and then that'll be the new start to our rounds. So I'm going to place my stitch marker right there. And then this round is going to be an alternating single crochet and berry stitch. So to do the berry stitch, we go through this next single crochet right here, and we put our hook through, and we pull up a loop, and then keeping this loop, these two loops on the hook, we yarn over and pull through one, so we're doing chains. Then we do 3 more, 2 and 3, so you'll have 4 chains. Then you pull those chains through that loop on your hook. And then the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. So I'll show you that again. You put your hook through the stitch, you pull up a loop, and then you chain 4. Then you pull this loop through the other loop on your hook. And you just do a single crochet right after that in the next stitch. So we're going to be repeating that pattern all the way around. So one more time. Hook through the stitch, pull up a loop, chain 4, and pull that through the loop on your hook. Then single crochet next to it. So I'll meet you back at the stitch marker. I just did the last berry stitch, and to close this round we are going to put a slip stitch into this single crochet we have marked from the beginning. So just put it through both of those loops and then do a slip stitch. For this next round we are going to be doing the same thing but opposite. We are going to be starting out with the berry stitch and then doing a single crochet. So first we chain 1, and then we're going to do the berry stitch in this same stitch we slip stitched into. So we put our hook in, then grab a loop, pull it through, and then we're going to do the berry stitch, which we chain 4, and then pull through that first loop on our hook. Then we're going to go into this next stitch right here and do a single crochet. And I'm going to put my stitch marker into this first, this berry stitch right here. And then I will show again what you do. So you go into this next stitch and you do a berry stitch. 4 and pull it through. Then you go into the next stitch and do a single crochet. So you do that all the way around, alternating berry stitch and then single crochet, and do that all the way around until you hit the stitch marker. Okay, we're back right before the stitch marker, and then we're going to slip stitch right into the top of that berry stitch that we started out the row with. So now we have an alternating berry stitch and single crochet pattern. This next round is really easy. All we're doing is single crochet around. So to start out, we chain one, and then you put a single crochet right into that same stitch. Then we're going to do one single crochet in each of the stitches around. So it's 1, 2, 3, and you can go around and do that, and I'll meet you back. We've reached the end, and now we're just going to slip stitch right into that single crochet that we started with. Then for this round, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to chain 3, then we're going to put 2 double crochets into that same stitch. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're going to be skipping 2 stitches, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into that third stitch. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So you skip 2 stitches, then put 3 into that third one. 3 double crochets into that third stitch. So repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back right here. Alright, again, to join to the beginning of the round, we're going to find the top of the chain 3, which is right here, and then we're going to slip stitch right there. And now we're going to chain 3 again, and this time we are going to put 3 double crochets into each of the spaces. So instead of skipping 2 stitches, we're going to put 3 double crochets into each space around. So that's 1 space. Then go to the next one and put 3 double crochets into that space. Do that all the way around, and I'll meet you right here. We're going to do something different for this last one, so just stop when you get right here. I am in the space before the space where we started, and I just did 3 double crochets into there. And for this one, we're going to only put 2 double crochets into that space. So that's 1 and 2, because this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So we're going to join to the top of the chain 3, so it's 1, 2, and 3, so right there. And now it just looks like the rest of the spaces. This next round is another round where we alternate the single crochet and the berry stitch. So we are going to chain 1, and then we're going to put a single crochet right into that top of the chain 3, and then into the next stitch right here, the top of this double crochet, we're going to do a berry stitch. So put your hook through that stitch, pull up a loop, then chain the 4 and pull through the loops on your hook. Then find the next top of the double crochet, and then do a single crochet into that. And we're going to be doing that all the way around. So just alternate the berry stitch, and then single crochet. And I'll meet you back at the beginning. Once you've reached the end, we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, to join the round. And we're going to be doing something different again. This time we will be chaining 2, and then we're going to be doing a double crochet 2 together. So what you do is you yarn over, you put your hook through the next stitch, you pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, put your hook through the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. So that's the only time we have to do a double crochet 2 together in this round, is just to start it off. So after you did that, you're going to chain 2. And now we're going to be doing a double crochet 3 together. So after you chain 2, you yarn over, and then you put it through the next stitch, and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3 loops, and then we're going to do that one more time. So yarn over, put your hook through and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4. So that was a double crochet 3 together. And then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to repeat that all the way around. So we're going to do another double crochet 3 together. So pull up a loop, go pull through 2, yarn over, next stitch, pull through 2, then one more time, pull through 2, then you have 4, yarn over, pull through all 4. And you just chain 2 after that, and just keep on going until you reach the end. Once you make it back and have chained 2, we're going to join to the top of this stitch right here. So there's the end of that round. Then the next round is going to be basically the same. We're just going to be working into the spaces instead of stitches. So chain 2 again, and then we're going to yarn over, go through the space and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same space again, and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is the double crochet 2 together. And then we're going to chain 2 just like in the last round. So we're going to be working the double crochet 3 together in this stitch and into the spaces. So after you chain 2, you wrap your yarn around your hook, you go through the top of this stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then pull through 2. You're going to yarn over again, and you're going into the space, pulling up a loop, pulling through 2, and then you're going to do that one more time, yarn over, go through the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and of course chain 2. Then you're going to do that exact same thing all the way around. Once you have done the last chain 2, we're going to join to the top of this stitch right here with the slip stitch. And in this next round we're going to be doing single crochets all the way around. So chain 1 to start, and then put a single crochet in this same stitch that you slip stitched into, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets into the space. That's 1 and 2, and then we're going to work into the top of this stitch, putting 1 single crochet into there, and then 2 into the chain 2 space. So just repeat that all the way around. Once you've put 2 single crochets into this last chain 2 space, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. And this next round is just going to be a repeat of round 8. Which in round 8 we did the single crochet and then the berry stitch. So you're going to chain 1, single crochet into that same stitch to start the round, and then do a berry stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then single crochet. Then just do berry stitch, single crochet, alternating until you reach the end. At the end we're going to join to the single crochet with a slip stitch again, and then this next round is going to be another repeat of one of the previous rounds down here. So we're going to start off with the berry stitch, so chain 1 and then do the berry stitch in that same stitch, and then single crochet into the next one. So that's a berry stitch and then a single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to join to the top of this berry stitch with a slip stitch, and then we are going to do our final round, which is just a round of single crochets. So you chain 1, single crochet right back into that same stitch, and then just single crochet around, and I'll see you when you get done. Okay, one last time we're going to slip stitch into this first single crochet, and we can go ahead and cut our yarn, leaving a tail for weaving in. Then just pull that out. And I'm going to grab my yarn needle, and what I like to do is I like to go through this stitch right here, and then just kind of disguise that. And then I'm going through the front loop of this stitch right here. And I'm just matching it up with the size of the other stitches, and then it's a more seamless ending. Then I'm just going to weave it in and out of the stitches to make sure it's secure. And I just like to do a little knot at the end. And then I'll weave in my tail one more time. And then cut that. And now on the inside, that tail from the magic circle, I just like to make sure that's tight still, and then I will tie a knot, or a few knots at the end, just to make sure it won't come undone, and then I'll trim that. And there you have it. One cozy. All done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and this cozy. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.